It's 3 projects in 7 months. What else more do y'all want from the man? I needed no features, check. I needed something for the crib, background music, got football on TV, he did that, check. And just something for the whip to give me the point A to point B, and he did that. Top of the Top, episode 262, Stash House Podcast. Your boy Tyler checking in. First time listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. If you tune in weekly, salute. And there's just an episode, some topics you may want to hear about. Thank you for tuning in as well. Podcast available on all streaming platforms, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe to your preferred platform. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Like this video on YouTube. All love is greatly, greatly appreciated. Tell a friend to tell another friend. Check out this show. Hope everyone had a safe week, safe weekend. Do the same this upcoming week. This week, I want to talk about new music. We got the new Future project, MIXTAPE Pluto drop, Alchemist dropped a new project, and I want to talk about some albums that I haven't gotten to within the past few weeks. The Doechii album, she the new signee to TDE, Babyface Ray, and some more albums. So sit back, relax. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. So to start things off, Future, MIXTAPE Pluto, 17 tracks, no features, his third project in 7 months. Shout out to the work ethic, man. Shout out to Future. Been in the game for years, over a decade, classic mixtapes, classic albums, smash hits, club classics, street classics, whatever you want to call it. He does not need to put out 3 projects in 2024, but yet he's feeding his fans. And on top of that, him and Metro Boomin hit the road. They went on tour. So shout out to Future work ethic, man. I got to give credit where credit is due on that part. No matter how you feel about the albums or what, you got to salute the work ethic. So I want to start with that. In terms of this project, MIXTAPE Pluto, it seems as if my expectations weren't as high as a lot of people. It's 3 projects in 7 months. What else more do y'all want from the man? I needed no features, check. I needed something for the crib, background music, got football on TV, he did that, check. And just something for the whip to give me the point A to point B, and he did that. How the saying goes, low expectations prevent high disappointment, whatever the hell it is. Like, what else more do y'all want from the man? I say that because, you know, you got Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, whatever the case may be, and I'm seeing people talk about the album. I give this a 6 out of 10, a 7 out of 10. For one, it's called MIXTAPE Pluto. You know what I'm saying? It's MIXTAPE Pluto. And I was like, okay, just give me something that put me in that time frame of, you know, Streets Calling, True Story, back in the day vibes. No features. He said, no, I don't want nobody else on it. It's rumors that Gunna was supposed to be on the song. It's rumors Travis Scott was supposed to be on the song. It comes out, it's just Pluto. You know what I'm saying? I think as fans, I understand it. Like, music comes out every week, every Friday, so much. But I think it's a time for us fans to just realize it's a time we can just sit back, relax, just press play, and let the album go. This is one of the projects, when I heard it over the weekend, I was like, okay, I got my likes, I got my dislikes, but overall, it's something I really can't give a review on because I didn't treat it as like I did when We Don't Trust You came out, when Future and Metro Boomin, the first time they collabed on a full project in some years. My expectations were high. Compared to this, it's your third project in 7 months. Like, just give me some songs I can put on the playlist. Just give me something I can vibe to, and I'm cool. But overall, man, I think people should have just relaxed with this project. I think they were judging it a little bit too harsh, in my opinion. It's just something to have in the mix. And he got songs on here that hard as hell. That Ready to Cook Up, been on repeat. That Surfing a Tsunami, been on repeat. That MJ hard, that Lil Demon hard. He got songs still on this project, but when you hear Future, I think some people like, oh, it got to be this, it got to be that. Really, all I needed was just be better than We Still Don't Trust You. And I have played it more than I played We Still Don't Trust You. So if you want to say mission accomplished in terms of the first weekend listens, he did that for me. Shout out to my boy Vontae. He brought up a great point. It would have been great to hear some DJ Esco drops. Eskimo, the coolest DJ in the world. I haven't heard that in a while, I feel like. Where is Esco? Like, that is kind of weird. Like, okay, I get it. Future Metro, they've been collabing, they went on tour, but I haven't seen Esco. I mean, he want to be low-key. Who knows? He probably just, hey, I got a family now. Who knows? But if you're going to call it Mixtape Pluto, I would have loved to hear some Esco drops, some DJ S-rated drops from, like, the old Future mixtapes. So that is something that Vontae brought up. I was like, yeah, that is a good point. Because a few times, I was like, damn, a good DJ drop would have been hard. If you want to call it Mixtape Pluto. You know what I'm saying? But overall, man, like I said, 17 songs, no features. It didn't even feel like 17 songs. I looked at the time, it's just a little bit under 45 minutes at that. So in my opinion, man, he did what he had to do. For it to be 3 projects in 7 months, if I'm judging it off that, he did what he needed to do. And it made me think even more, what is the time frame or what is the situation of where you have, well, me personally, I have certain expectations for artists in terms of albums or projects, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, with We Don't Trust You, that was Future and Metro collabing for the first time in years on a full project. So when it comes to artists linking up with a certain producer, I have expectations. Doesn't matter if it's a first-time situation or they did it once. Like Currency and Alchemist, I have certain expectations. Harry Fraud, Currency, I have certain expectations. Let's say Griselda, Derringer, Griselda, Alchemist, Doechii and Zaytoven, Future, Metro, Young Nudie and Pierre, you know what I'm saying, 21 in Metro. It's certain artists, producer collabs I have expectations for, but in terms of just a person dropping an album, whatever, I'll say maybe after a 2-3 year hiatus. Like if you've been ducked off for a couple years and you come back with an album, then I'm like, okay, I got expectations. Because I was on a walk. I went to the park for a walk Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And I had my playlist on, and some Young Nudie came on. I was like, damn, I haven't heard from Young Nudie in a minute. I'm ready to hear some new Young Nudie. Go back, he just dropped the album last year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you haven't heard, like, a year is a long time. Let's make that clear. A year is a long time, but in today's world, every Friday you hear a new album. Every other week somebody announce a new project or announce a tour. It's very rare you get an artist that go on a 2-3 year hiatus, like no features, no nothing. It just come back, hey, y'all, I got a new album. I would like to go back to those days, but the way we work nowadays, the way streaming work nowadays, is very rare. Unless they got other business to, you know, subside them not dropping music like that. So I was thinking that for me to have expectations, it has to be set up to where, okay, you've been gone for a minute, or you linking with a producer who I really, really like. Or it could be a couple producers, like somebody say, hey, I'm locked in with Sunny Digital, Southside, Zaytoven, something like that. Then I'm like, oh, okay, you got the Avengers down there. So, you know, I understand, you know, everybody got TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, everybody want to get their reviews out so quick. Sometimes when it comes to new albums, I do wish we could just sit back and just enjoy the music without trying to give a review so quick. And I feel like I'm well within my right to say that, because it's been plenty of times I'm like, damn, I wish I could live with this project for 2-3 more weeks, then talk about it. But it's a current event world we live in nowadays. You got to do what you got to do. I totally understand it. But going back to Mixtape Pluto, favorite songs, like I said, Lil Demon hard, Ready to Cook Up. Plutoski is the one that catching a lot of trend on TikTok and everything. MJ, Surfing the Tsunami, Lost My Dog. Lost My Dog is, at first I thought he was talking about Rico Wade, but he was talking about like my partner died from fentanyl and all that. So Lost My Dog is one of those songs like I'll put in the codeine crazy bracket in terms of Future songs. Like when you really listen to it, you be like, okay, Future is a real man, a real human being at the end of the day. Like outside of this astronaut persona that he's had, you got to think about it. Like sometimes I do think like, damn, Future got a lot of kids, a lot of baby mamas. I wonder like what Future like real life is like. You know what I'm saying? Like we just hear about the drugs and the women and the clubs and the partying, the money. I would like a good behind the scenes doc of Future, just the man, Future. And that's what this song Lost My Dog made me think about. I was like, damn, this dude really like, he got a life outside of this persona that he's built throughout his career. So that's a real deep song. And Say Gang. Like, he got songs on here I really enjoy, but like I say, some people look at Future in a bigger light than I do, so they're going to judge it a little bit different. But overall, Mixtape Pluto, for it to be your third project in 7 months, I'm not mad at it. But that Ready to Cook Up and Surfing a Tsunami are my two favorite songs to come off that, and, you know, he did those two songs justice. Next up, we got Alchemist, The Genuine Articulate. Yeah, I think that's like The Genuine Articulate. 8 songs, features The Normal Suspect, Schoolboy Q, Action Bronson, Big Body, Havoc, Mobb Deep, Conway, and Larry June. One thing I need from Alchemist, like, this project is an Alchemist project. He's rapping on it. He's producing on it. The features are great as well. The one thing I want about Alchemist, the first album he put out, First Infantry, he took it off of streaming sites, and I think he said when he reintroduced it, he's going to do vinyls and all that, which I got to get it. If you haven't heard Alchemist's First Infantry album, it came out, I want to say maybe, if not 2004, maybe 2006. And the reason I know about it, because Saints Row, the video games. I know I always go back to video game soundtracks a lot, but that's how I legit learned more artists outside of what's on BET or what my cousins listening to or whatever, was the video games. And Saints Row 1 and 2 had several Alchemist songs on them. And when I got older and went back to the Alchemist album, I'm like, oh, this the guy that was on Saints Row, woo-de-woo. So I really want him to put those back on streaming sites, the First Infantry album, but if he does do vinyl, I will cop. But overall, Alchemist, just go on his YouTube page, man. He really showing you, like, the independent grind. Like, you just don't got to box yourself into the United States. Like, he going to Germany, Japan, and he tapping in with the culture over there, too. Different DJs, different producers, different vinyl shops, different coffee shops. I think on one of them, I forgot where he was at. I want to say him and Bodie James was in Amsterdam, if I'm not mistaken. And Bodie asked him, like, why when you come overseas, you always do, like, these small vinyl pop-ups or these coffee shop pop-ups? And he was like, that's my way to link, like, tap in with the people. Like, all of them sold out. You signing autographs, people telling you, hey, man, I bought this when I was a kid, and I got it when you put it on vinyl, and he's signing. Like, I always imagine, like, let's say Wiz Khalifa, for an example, because he's the one I always remember being, like, underground, then, like, popping straight to the mainstream. Like, when that Cushion OJ era, I can imagine he had fans coming up to him. His own YouTube fans writing, like, notes for him and the joint inside, like, hey, man, your music saved my life and whoop-de-whoop. So to go from that to being able to shake the fans' hands and all that to going to the mainstream to where, like they say, you can't even go to Walmart no more. You can't go to Target, the movie theaters, without having, like, a riot damn near happening. I like the fact that Alchemist can just chill, make his beats. His whole studio is surrounded by vinyls. It's the craziest thing I've seen in a long time in terms of a studio. Just vinyls everywhere. He just pick them and go to work with it, but still be tapped into the Larry Junes, the Currencies, the Jay Worthys, the Griselda, the Drakes of the world, Kendrick Lamars of the world. That's like a good middle ground to be like, yeah, I'm tapped in with the underground. I'm tapped in with the mainstream. I'm tapped in with the United States. I'm tapped in with overseas. And yet I can still live a quiet, healthy life. I got my kids. I got my girl. Alchemist, like I say, Alchemist does move how I inspire to move one day. Like, I just want to get my money, create magic, and still have time to be with my family and friends and enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? With Eminem, going to a Detroit Lions game with Eminem, but still being low-key. And outside of the music, I just enjoy Alchemist's personality. Like, I just enjoy the way he moves. And his music, you know what I'm saying? His music is a great mirror of that. He gives, like, the yacht music project he dropped. That's great for the summertime. Of course, when fall, Halloween come, he got dark beats and all that. Man, Alchemist is amazing. I watch YouTube. I watch his documentary so much just because I enjoy seeing, like, he goes overseas and just walk around like a civilian and just be like, yeah, I like this, you know, this coffee shop that sell weed across the street. It's a dope vinyl shop I've been going to for years. He, like, tapped in with the owners of the, it's amazing, man. If you haven't, just go to Alchemist YouTube and you'll see everything that I'm talking about. So shout out to Alchemist, this project, The Genuine Articulate. Check that out. Check out Future, Mixtape Pluto as well. Some more albums I've been tapped into throughout the past few weeks. I haven't really gotten a chance to talk about them on the podcast. Babyface Ray, the kid that did, came out a couple weeks ago. He was recently at Colorado with Dion and Prime, the football team and all that. And, of course, they had a crazy game over the weekend. Babyface Ray was there. He was in the locker room with them. Shout out to Babyface Ray. He also moves a good way as well. I like how he keep it low-key, but he's still known throughout the industry and make great records, great projects. Very, very underrated, but he just operates how he operates, and I really enjoy it. Doechii, the newest artist signed to TDE. Alligator Bites Never Heal. Female MC, like I said, she just signed to TDE, and I've been seeing talks about her on the timeline for the past 2 to 3 weeks. I did listen to the project when it first came out. I really enjoyed it. I got to go back to it. More than likely, this Doechii project, Alligator Bites Never Heal, I will talk about it again at the year-end episode. I don't know if it's going to make my top 10, honorable mention or what, but I will discuss it again. Very versatile, can do R&B, can rap, and TDE seems as if they got another one on their hand. That's been the overall senses of Doechii. Like, okay, her first project, we see what it did, we see how it sounds, we see she got different vibes to her, and now you add it with TDE, who knows? Sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. They try to box her in like how they do with Rap City, like she's a breath of fresh air compared to the rest of the women MCs out nowadays. But she just like, no, I do that stuff. Like Rap City just came out. They be like, no, we understand the Sexy Reds. We understand the Lottos and all that. We enjoy that music, but we just want to do something that we enjoy doing as well. Like, don't put us against each other, like, just because they doing basically shake-ass music or talk about this type of content to where we're seen as more of the rapidy rap girls. It's like, no, we enjoy that stuff too, but that's just not the vibe we want to go into the studio with and make that type of music. So I do like the fact Doechii said it, and I really love the fact that Rap City finally came out and said it as well, because when it comes to women MCs, I have seen a lot of men try to do that. It's like, well, Sexy Red and Lotto are seen as the more popping artists in terms of like touring and social media buzz, to where the Rap Cities of the world, she haven't been getting her credit within the past few years. But it's like, if you know, you know, in terms of if you listen to her music, you understand she's very, very talented. And if you understand how the industry works, you understand why they push a Sexy Red more than they do a Rap City. But it's still a lane for a Rap City and a Doechii. Don't get it twisted. That lane is probably more substantial than the ratchet music, because eventually these women got to grow up. It's the same thing they were saying about the mumble rappers years ago. Y'all talk about the old heads. Y'all talk about the guys who rap a lot. But one day these guys got to get older. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what Uzi at right now. You got to grow up one day, dog. You can't keep doing this. Yeah. Women, you can't keep talking about popping. You know what I'm saying? You got to at least put something else in your arsenal rather than that. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, though. You know, I'm just a man on the sideline watching when it comes to the women MCs, but we see it. We see it every year. Every 2 years, they're going to bring another one, shove her in our face, and social media pop. We know how the game go. Also, another project, 211 from the West Coast, Proof of Concept. I did not know 211 was signed to Jeezy back in the day neither. I just watched his interviews. His interviews is what made me check out his music. 211, the Proof of Concept album is very, very dope, been in my rotation. And 38 Special, Mother and Gun project. 38 Special and Benny just announced they got a collab project on the way. And I'm very, very excited. I think a lot of people who love that Griselda sound, that 38 Special sound, they're happy to see 38 Special and Benny collab once again. Because they collab throughout the years, but it's just been a minute because Benny got his own situation going. 38 Special got his own situation going. So it's great to see that they announced together. It ain't like they announced it separately. They announced in a video together, hey, we cooking up. And y'all know what we do when we cook up together. So I'm very, very excited. And the weather's about to change, too. It's time for some 38 Special and Benny the Butcher collabs to come out. So I'm very, very excited to hear about that. But 38 Special, Mother and Gun project, I've been having that in rotation a lot. Got a lot more things coming up this weekend. Wrestling, WWE is in my city. So I'll be going to that live event Then next Saturday is Bad Blood in Atlanta. I'll be at home watching that. Got a start time at 6 o'clock. Plus Ohio State football. This weekend I will be, like I said, at the wrestling event, so I will miss part, if not all, of Alabama versus Georgia. That's going to be crazy. But if I know the people around my area, more than likely where I'm sitting at for wrestling, somebody may be streaming the game on their phone. So I guarantee you, that's just how it is down here. Somebody's going to be streaming the game on their phone, and of course, I'll be checking my ESPN app. But I'm like, damn, double booked, so I got to go to wrestling. But I'm like, damn, the game is on. So I might, if anything, I might get the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, maybe. You know what I'm saying, depending on how long wrestling goes. But yeah, man, hope everybody been keeping it easy, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. This been episode 262. Stash House Podcast. Make sure you guys go out, have a great work week, great school week. Stay prayed up, man. Drink plenty of water. Be aware of your surroundings. Keep me in your prayers. I'll do the same for y'all. Salute.